It's the first Punters Guide of 2026 to look forward to a fantastic year of racing upcoming as well. And there's no pressure, boys. We need to start the year with a bang. We've got 7 races to look at between Sandown and Wincanton. Fingers crossed they get the go-ahead. Obviously, forecast for freezing temperatures. Sandown is covered. They think -3 overnight. Cautiously optimistic. Wincanton also taking precautions as well. They're due to get down to -2. We are betting men. Frankie, are we going to be on?
I hope so, and I think so. Glass half full, man. I'm just looking out the window. It's a beautiful sunny day here, but it is freezing. I'm about 40 minutes from Sandown, but I reckon we'll just get away with it. It's been great for racing fixtures over Christmas, the nice weather. We've had bumper crowds all around, so hopefully there's still a little bit more racing to come this week on Saturday.
Yes, there we are. Optimism. Glass half full is Frankie. Joel, what do you think? Do you think we're a betting man? If it was on to be on or off, would you be playing?
Well, as we know, these stall handlers always do a great job. You know, as Roy Keane would say, it's your job. But tomorrow on the opening show, when both meetings go ahead, Luke Harvey will probably say to both of them, do you know what? You've done a brilliant job here. I'd love it one day just to go, do you know what? You've done a really bad job here. You could have got this meeting on. No, they'll both be on tomorrow, no problem.
Fingers across. I tell you what, boys, some of these horses are older than all of us combined. It's a proper Veterans Day, isn't it, across the cards? We've got a qualifier and a final. Also, earlier in the card at Sandown, there's a seniors hurdle as well. Let's start then at Sandown. Fingers crossed it does beat the freeze. We've got this middle distance qualifier for the veterans. Anything under 10 need not apply because some of them only just turned 10 on New Year's Day. Joel, I'll start with you. What wins the Veterans Chase qualifier, first of all, the 150?
I just go down the list and go, bless, still going, Manila Trump really likes in this, depending on the ground, won 7 times on, or ran 7 times on good ground, and has won 6, as a one-off 145 down to 125. Where are we going? Last time, I think it was at Carlisle, when it beat St. Calvados that Maxwell was riding, one of his last rides. And I just thought, look, it's one that's Sandown before. In a race where I go down, I go, I remember that was like 4 years old and that was 5 and whatever. I just thought it around, what price are we? 8, 9 to 1, something like that. I just thought that was a bit of value in there. And then looked at Triple Trade, and this horse cost about $6,000. It wasn't sold at auction originally. And I think it's made like 150 grand. And actually working out your training fees and everything, I think they've just broken even. So, hey, buy a racehorse.
Well, nice advisor, who's obviously a friend of the show after last week.
In New York.
Yeah, not with your money there. You haven't got any, you said.
That's right.
Interesting as well, Frankie. Donald McCain doesn't venture down south too often.
No, it's a long way from Cheshire, isn't it, to Sandown? I suppose the right side of the country. Yeah, and look, he hasn't ran in a while. I'm sure he knows this horse inside out. He's been a good horse for them over the years, and yeah, he might be in with a squeak. I can see the shout. Horse and distance win, a long way to go. Theo Gillard's a good jock on top. He'll know him very well as well because he helps out at the yard. But I'm going to go. Joel's gone with the oldest. I'm going to go with one of the youngest, Triple Trade, hoping just that slight edge of youth and maybe slight edge of speed, because he spent the majority of his career running over 2 miles, and perhaps in one of these 2.5 mile veteran chases, he might be able to just cruise round happy enough and then have maybe a little bit more gears at the business end of the race than some of these old plodders, especially on good ground. So Triple Trade gets my vote, Matt.
There we are then, yes. Winner at Cheltenham already this year as well. Right, we'll stick with you, Frankie. Got a mare's listed hurdle to decipher. Only 6 go to post here, and it's Master the Apprentice. Paul Nichols and Dan Skelton look to have the 2 at the head of the market.
Yeah, this is the favourite's frustratingly short here for me in the way that I kind of want to take her on, and I was trying to do that going through the field. Nurse Susan obviously won last time out, expertly handicapped by the Skeltons again to win the same race back to back at Cheltenham. But just looking how she was campaigned, they've never ventured outside of handicap company until this weekend, and that maybe tells you a little bit about her ability. The fact that they decided to get a couple of more runs into the back end of last season. Her mark went down to, I think, 125 and she won again. But is she going to be that much better than that sort of low 130s mark? I'm not sure. That'll do. Moss has ran okay in a couple of graded races over in Ireland, but form wasn't that good. Sunset Marchese, like soft ground. So I sort of went around the houses and decided, although short Jubilee Alpha should be beating these, I just don't think she's an absolute sort of get stuck in 6-4 nap job. I think she's badly priced, but is probably going to find a way to win. But yeah, I'm not overly enthusiastic about her, but neither the rest of the field. So there you go. Weak on the favourite for me.
Do you hear that, Joel? He nearly went against the favourite. Our favourite.
I know. I thought that. And as he was saying 6-4, it's just been clipped into 5-4. And I thought, the little devil on his shoulders.
She'll be well back, won't she? Because I think she's like almost a stone better off with Nurse Susan. So like all the form reads as though she should be winning it, but she hasn't actually been that impressive. I think she's in danger of being overhyped. So
he doesn't fancy the favourite, but he's going to put up the favourite.
I don't fancy much else. I tried my hardest. That's the running theme, to be honest, for this weekend. I don't fancy loads because it's not graded race, is it?
No. Joel, what did you come down on?
No, Susan, he said expertly handled and expertly handicapped. Was pulled in last time for the improvement of form. It was a step up in trip. It was a headgear, whatever it was. But to be fair, and I don't mind knocking Skelton for what they do, but if you look at those runs around Christmas and New Year time, she's always done all right in December, January time. Couple of wins, second. That 1 second was to Love Envoi, or Love Envoy, if you're stupid. So yeah, I just thought maybe there's more to come. If you are, she's probably, Frankie nailed it, saying that she's running handicaps. You might as well have a go and see how good we are. So yeah, not fancying the favourite, and there's ground concerns for the others. Nurse Susan, let's just have a go. But God, it'll be a minimum stakes bet.
Talking of Skelton's handicap, did you see that tweet from the blogger about dropping £20 before Cheltenham? And David Johnson put, "Get yourself to Dan Skelton's."
Very good.
Very good. Right. The Veterans Final then, which has kind of found its little home now, hasn't it, as the first weekend of the year. It kind of is the big race, the standout race of the weekend. And you mentioned going down them earlier on, jogging, still around. And it's great that they've got their own little place in the sun now. 9 of them set to go to post this year. Loads of old favourites.
Yeah, there are. And I thought I'd got one at first. And I started digging deeper last night into this because I do love an Irish raider. For Jeremy McLaughlin. So he's coming over and had a little day out at Haydock about a month ago. Now, there's been a little bit of money for this. I think it was 33s last night into about 16s or 14s. It's shown absolutely nothing in the last 6 runs. It was a gamble at Bangor in April last year, won by 6 lengths, was 66s into about 20s, 22-1, something like that. Followed up at Ballon Road a month later, and there was beaten a neck second at Uttoxeter in June. And the prices haven't been like you would expect from an Irish gambling stable. They're up 22-1, 18-1, 16-1, something like that. But I think if you had that spin at Haydock, the horse has obviously been staying over here over Christmas and New Year. You don't know where it's been living, who it's been, expertly trained by, and again with absolutely no confidence, you can fall out the back of the telly. I will be going, oh bless. Oh, I used to love that horse. I'll have a little go on Digby, the Irish raider for Jeremy McLaughlin.
Interesting. Yeah, I was just looking at him because he did ring a bell. I remember him running at Bangor. Digby, you're right, he's shown absolutely. I'm trying to see where he qualified. Did he qualify with that first? Was that Haydock first 4 finish? Yeah. So by finishing 4th, beating 31 lengths, he qualified for the final here. Interesting. Yeah. The Irish, they've got a good record. They've won a couple of Imperial Cups of late at Sandown. Digby, then, and he's not a bit of a dog. What do you fancy, Frankie?
I like Credo. I think, untenable runs too, doesn't he? Gustavian won the Badger Beer, and Credo wasn't miles behind in 3rd. He's better off with the favourite at the weights this weekend. Harry Cobden's back on board. He's Credo's a mare, won on her a couple of times previously, gets a good tune out of her. And I just think probably will be ridden a little bit close to Gustavian, who's bound to go forward. So just ticked quite a few boxes, better at the weights. We'll go on the ground. Cobden's been great on her before. I think she can run with credit. But I would take your Digby coming 4th by however many lengths and raise it by Gabby's Cross, who came 4th by 82 lengths to qualify for this. And I would just have one eye on Gabby's Cross. because Nick Schofield, obviously knew what he was like as a jockey. He's having some success, and you can't really put Gabby's Cross up on form because he's done absolutely nothing for Yonks, including when he was with Bromhead. But you never know. A change of stables, a change of plan into the veterans, managed to qualify. It wouldn't be wild for Gabby's Cross to outrun his odds. But Credo's the selection off what we know.
It was good horse, wasn't it, Gabby's Cross with the Bromhead? One of Blazers and ran well in some of the big handicaps like Galway Plates and stuff out there. And you're right, Nick Schofield, the listed winner at Taunton recently, and started his training career very well. So now you're right, I have an interesting eye on Gabby's Cross. And then we've got the finale. Hopefully the Dead 8 do go to post here. Hot Fuss was a really good second at Ascot just before Christmas. He's going to the well again quickly for Tom Dascombe. One Greatrex horses in good form, all in you. What did the pin come down on in the lucky last, Frankie?
Yeah, you mentioned him first, top first after his second to Willful at Ascot a couple of weeks ago. I think that's the best form in the book here. It's a competitive little handicap. Bar, he's a Lazio right at the bottom carrying 11 stone. All of these are really within a couple of pounds of each other, especially towards the top of the market. So the only thing that might have put me off was he's carrying 11-11. But as you start to look through the field, there's not a whole lot of difference in the weights between them. And I think that form at Ascot will turn out to be pretty good. Willful, the John Joe team seemed quite excited about where he might go in the future. There were some nice horses in there. It was a really talked about handicap on the run up to that race at Ascot. So provided he can reproduce that, I'd say he'll go well here.
Yeah, they've probably still got a lot of improvements still to come over hurdles as well with Hot Fuss. Joel, do you agree or are you elsewhere?
No, I'm 100% copy and paste. Also came fourth in the Fred Winter, wasn't it? Dave Bass on board, Alexi, Mondo Man, Helmvine behind last time, that Willful race at Ascot. I don't need to say any more than that, apart from I think it's the first bet of the weekend that I've looked at and gone, yeah, I'm going to back that. So Hot Fuzz around 4-1.
Okay, there's 4 races at Sandown are covered. Fingers crossed Wincanton, as I say, also beats the Freeze because there's 3 in front of the ITV cameras there. We start with a stay-in handicap chase where Neil Mulholland has an interesting hand with Kelsey and also the well-handicapped Transmission, Joel.
Yeah, again, I looked at this, expecting one of them maybe not to run. It looks like they both got a run. Neil Mulholland's on a 17% strike rate. I have put down here on my notes to watch the market, but I really liked Kelsey out the two of them. I know Transmission is very well handicapped, but Kelsey, I think the market can't split them. I think second and third favourites when looking last night. The only one blowout of 2025 was 7th in an amateur riders handicap. But the 2025 won second, and only 1 1/4 lengths fourth at Cheltenham on 24th of October. I really liked Kelsey, but I'm a little bit scared when you see, it's a bit like when we see in the olden days a Tony Martin horse or one of those in a race. I don't like it when there's 2 horses in a race. One I really like and one's really well handicapped. If you took Transmission out of there, I'd be all over Kelsey. But it's another minimum stakes one. But I did actually quite like Kelsey this weekend. Okay, Taylor Swift fan. What about you, Frankie?
What's the reference there?
Travis Kelsey.
It's me.
Oh yeah, look at him. Look at him acting all ignorant, Joel, like he doesn't know.
Oh God, he's a proper Swiftie, isn't he?
Beats me. Anyway, not very helpful because the market can't split him. There's 2 in the same race from the same trainer and owner, and me and Joel are going with either of them. I fancy Transmission. As Joel said, he's back down to a winnable mark. It's actually back down to his last winning mark at Cheltenham. I think it was over 3 miles on a furlong on good ground. So similar sort of race in that regard. And although his recent form, obviously at first glance, doesn't read great, he's been beaten 23 lengths, 42 lengths, and then 10. That 10 lengths last time Ascot was in the Silver Cup in a good race, and I don't actually think that's terrible form. So considering he's dropped down again a couple of pounds, I'd be with Transmission here.
Okay, right. We move on to the 205, which I think it's fair to say with the greatest respect isn't the best race you'll be watching for the ITV cameras all year. But, we've had some fantastic races over the festive period. We've got to take the rough with the smooth. Do 11 go to post this? It's a 0-110 over 2 mile handicap hurdle. Good luck, Frankie.
Yeah, some blistering speed in here, boys. There's 90 rated horses. You're right. We've still got to have a go, haven't we? Now,
a winner of this race pays exactly the same as the winner of the Gold Cup.
That is very well. You never know. It might be short price or bigger price.
And the stall handlers do a great job. Stall handlers do a great job, and Clerk of the Course does a fantastic job. It's a very hard job. It's not one that you like,
Despite how open the Gold Cup is, I think this is definitely harder to find the winner of. I'm going to side with 3 Pikes, purely based on the fact that after running placed in a couple of maidens on his first handicap start, Harry Cobden was booked and he went off 10 to 11. So I suppose there's got to be relative support behind his opening mark, and hopefully can go 2 places better this time round with a young £7 claim run. I would also just give another mention to Scope again, just because, like I said, he's doing a good job, and he's got Raffles Noga in here, who's been dropped, I think, £7 since joining him, down to a mark of 99 with a £7 claim run. But you do start getting down there and going, will these horses ever win a race? No matter how well handicapped they get. So there's 2 for you.
2 good £7 claims as well. Benjamin Mace, obviously attached to Jack Dawes Castle team, John Joe and AJ O'Neill, but also Ryan Corcoran attached to David Pipe. Fantastic worth his £7 claim. I think he's a former point-to-point champion, isn't he? Youth champion. So definitely a man to keep on your side, Ryan Corcoran. I think I'd win at Sedgefield on Boxing Day, and well worth his £7 claim. And Henry Oliver utilising it. And Frankie's a fan of 3 Pikes. What do you fancy, Joel?
Yeah, I was looking at 3 Pikes, and he said that with Harry Cobden on last time at 10 to 11, jumped the last at 12:30. Yeah.
There all year.
There all year. Now, do you remember a few years ago, these were the sort of races that we all took the mick out of, and they were most profitable races. Again,
they can give you some good finishes.
Yeah.
They can give you some good finishes.
I looked at victory shout in here of Sid Hosey. This is what we've got to. November at Fonwell, I think it was 80 to 1. December at Newbury was 150 to 1. Off the flat from Anthony Charlton. They were maiden hurdles. Here's a handicap. What's the rate in here? What's he off?
60.
Yeah. I went round in circles, and I just thought, look, maiden hurdles, handicap, Sid Hosey. Bring it home, Sid.
Wow.
I mean, look, there's not a lot else you can say, can you? I mean, look, we can go round and.
I don't know. I feel like I found the winner, to be honest.
That one'll do, mate.
Yeah. It's a bit like when Sky Sports Racing have one meeting on from, it's harness racing, and they go in and they've got to talk for half an hour about it, and they've got no interest. It's one that, anyway, we'll get the. What do you fancy? No, come on. What do you fancy, Matt? Go on. You've got to stick one in there. What's the TriCast?
No, I'm with Frankie. I'll tell you, I'm a big fan of the kid on board, Ryan Corcoran. So £7, the fact is what odds on with Harry Cobden on board, and it's got this £7 claim. He's very, very eye-catching. Indeed, Premier's an interesting one. It finally won at Taunton. He was really well backed at Plumpton. He's been running some nice 3-year-old hurdles. He got loads of weight for age in them as well. And he couldn't convert. He finally got off the mark at Taunton. One Greatrex having a good run, but I'm guessing he'll be quite skinny. So maybe I will stick with 3 Pikes. But we're going to move on. One more race to do is a 240. This one's a 0 to 115. Joel, any better?
I quite like Cruden in here for Dan Horsford. Would be one of the stronger ones of the weekend. Went for a pop early December on the all-weather over 1.6 at Wolverhampton, just to, like they do, just to get a bit of fitness, and came second at 33 to 1 by Jason Watson, and wasn't absolutely knocked around. Also, Charlie Deutsch has been booked. Now we know he's not over fences, so that'd have been bigger. But Charlie Deutsch being booked, Cruden. I thought I'd fallen down on something here.
It's funny, isn't it? You just only exclusively think about Deutsche being in the winner's enclosure over fences. I suppose because obviously he rides for Venetia and they're all pretty patiently trained over hurdles until they get over fences, aren't they? But I can't remember the last time he came back on top of a sort of good 2-mile hurdler into the winner's enclosure, like a decent, one that you'd sort of take note of. But then again, who cares? He's mustered over fences.
I was just looking, actually. He has got a ride in the last as well. I thought it was his only ride on the card, which would also be interesting. But he has got a ride in the finale for Sid Hosey as well. So interesting. Cruden then for Joel. Frankie?
Going to keep it a bit more straightforward, a bit closer to home or closer to Wincanton with the Nichols team and Freddie Gingell on board riding Maldini Milana, who managed to win last time out over 2.5 on good ground, probably on a bit of an upward curve for the Nichols team, relatively unexposed, and they're all bound to improve. But siding with a powerhouse in Ditchy normally pays round there once or twice throughout the card. And obviously the man on top's pretty good too.
Right. That's 7 races coming. And fingers crossed to say it is on, it beats the freeze, but you have got a tough job now trying to sort the wheat from the chaff amongst those. And your best bet, I will let, for the first one of 2026, Joel go first.
Well, after the Sid Hosey double lands, 335, Hot Fuzz, the only proper bet I've had this weekend. And I think 41 is a massive price. Weight, as Frankie mentioned as well, weight may be the issue, but the best form is that willful Alexei Mondoman Helvein form. So yeah, Hot Fuzz 335.
I think he's got a small horse. Only 11-11 could. It's not as if it's soft ground, though, is it? It's not as if it's soft ground. It'll be bouncing off it, I would imagine, if it gets ahead. Frankie, I don't know if you'd have gone for Hot Fuzz. I might have stitched up by going to Joel first.
You did, but I was hoping that he was either going to go there or to Wincanton, and I get the pleasure of having the pick out of the 2 Neil Mulholland horses in the opener or the opening ITV race there. 1:30 Wincanton, transmission over 3 miles and the extra furlong.
Yeah, he caught my eye a little bit. It was a weird run at Ascot. He kind of got into contention, then faded. I backed him that day, so he's becoming very well handicapped.
It's a much weaker race than that, isn't it? Miles weaker race than that.
Yeah, it is. He does like turn himself off, though, which can be a little bit of a concern, but he's certainly got the ability to take a hand here. Right, boys, first one of 2026 done and dusted. Best of luck. Happy New Year to all our watchers. Don't forget to like and subscribe, because we'll have a bumper Road to Cheltenham upcoming as well on Monday when we reflect on all the festive period, and what a busy festive period it was. So join us for that. Fingers crossed, we kickstart the year with a few winners, and we'll see you soon.